Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about wiggling your toes to fall asleep faster. I'll specifically be answering the question of, does it actually work? So if you wiggle your toes when you're in bed, does it actually allow you to fall asleep faster? Now I'm just gonna start driving because I gotta move the truck. I was gonna film right here, but there's someone like unloading a big thing right here and I don't wanna get in their way. So I'm just gonna move the truck. You're probably gonna actually see them in the background. Yeah, there they are with their truck unloading it. I don't have a pickup truck, they do. I just have an SUV, but I don't wanna get in their way. So I'm just gonna move over just to this side street over here. Okay, just a little bit further off. So I actually did a little bit of an experiment, and this is just 100% anecdotal. It's not anything official, it's not scientific evidence or anything like that, but I did a little bit of research as to essentially what would happen with your body when you wiggled your toes in order to potentially make you fall asleep faster. And it essentially does three things. And yes, I did fall asleep faster, just to answer the question. It does three things, and then I'll tell you about my own little experiment. So number one, it activates certain parts of your brain that allow you to relax and calm down, release certain, bodily chemicals that allow you to chill out and calm down, to chill out. That's definitely not scientific wording, to chill out. But yeah, and then that allows you to be calmer. And we all know that when you're calmer, you fall asleep faster. Okay, you fall asleep more easily, I should say. Okay, number two, this is my own little thing that I thought of. Okay, it gives you a rhythm to calm you down, right? They say, like, close your eyes and imagine, what was it, like sheep jumping over a fence over and over? Is that what it was, right? Yeah, imagine sheep jumping over the fence. That's a rhythm. It takes your mind off things. It distracts you from anything else that you might be thinking of throughout the day in your house, blah, blah, blah. So by wiggling your toes, just continually wiggling them slowly, it gives you a rhythm similar to the sheep jumping over the fence. If that was the analogy, I'm trying to even remember if that's what you're told to think about to fall asleep. It's been a long time since I've done it, so since I've thought about those things. And then number three, once again, my own just little thought is it takes your mind off things. So in addition to the physical rhythm that you get, it takes your mind off things because you're thinking about your toes. You're thinking about your toes, so your mind is gone. Hey, there. Okay, so they actually just loaded that up. I can go back to my original filming spot. I always kind of film there. It's just a side street, the back of an alleyway. Sort of, I dropped my daughter off at daycare, and it's not far from her daycare, so I was just film over there, essentially. And sometimes there's people, like, because it's an industrial area, there's people doing industrial things, right? Like loading things, unloading things, working on cars, working on school buses that they fix there. So, sometimes I gotta move, but I can go back because they loaded their truck and I just saw them drive off. So it takes your mind off things, okay? Which essentially, it takes your mentality off things. So number one, it activates certain parts of your brain that cause you to relax, okay? It's the first reason why. Number two, I think, and that was, based on like research that had been done from what I was reading, that was number one, the mind off things, the brain activity, or lack of brain activity, I should say, where it calms you down. Yeah, well, that is still brain activity technically. Yeah, because calming is your brain still calming you down. Number two, back to business over here. Number two is that it gives you a rhythm to sort of calm your nerves, which is a physical thing, okay? And then number three, and that was my own thing that I thought of. And then number three, it gives you a physical, it takes your mind off things, which is a mental thing. So three things that I think cause wiggling your toes to essentially cause you to fall asleep faster. Number one, the brain activation of the calming functions, which, like I said, I think is based off evidence as far as I can see, as far as I was reading. Number two, it gives you a rhythm, which is something physical, gives you a rhythm to pay attention to physically. And then number three, it takes your mind off things, which is a mental thing that is sort of takes your mind off things mentally. It calms you down as well. Yeah, so I did a little experiment, and essentially I just wiggled my toes for a few nights straight, and I went to bed at the same time as I usually do. I did the same nighttime routine as I usually do, but I wiggled my toes. And what I noticed is I did fall asleep like significantly faster, to the point where my wife and I usually have, we talk in bed. We have like bed talk, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the word is, but we talk in bed, and usually I'll be awake for it, and she'll basically fall asleep before me for the most part. Except the times when I was wiggling my toes, literally, like she said the next morning, like, you fell asleep like mid-sentence, basically. So obviously it was working, and that was even me talking to my wife. And obviously I'm a guy, I pay full attention to what my wife is saying, 100%. I'm the typical husband, I'm always paying full attention to what she's saying. But all joking aside, I do pay attention. But yeah, I fell asleep like mid-sentence, she was saying. So obviously, I think it works. Not based on some formal research, but just based on my own little experiment. So yeah, wiggling your toes to fall asleep faster. If you struggle falling asleep fast, try it out. It's worth a shot because it worked for me. It was really cool to see. And yeah, where we rhyme all the time. It worked for me. It was really cool to see. We make rhymes all the times. That's truly it. Just wanted to outline sort of my little mini experiment. If you like this video sort of explanation, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.